You're going to bed thinking you're doing everything right. But what if one simple, innocent habit is quietly draining your leg strength night after night? No pain, no warning signs, until suddenly climbing stairs feels harder, your balance feels off, or getting up from the couch needs extra effort. It's not just aging. It's a hidden muscle killer that most people never even question. And the worst part? You probably did it last night without realizing. In this video, we'll reveal what that habit is, how it weakens your legs, and what you can do tonight to protect your strength. Most people only start thinking about leg strength when it's already fading, when stairs feel steeper, chairs seem lower, or balance becomes shaky. But leg strength isn't just about movement. It's a foundation for overall health, deeply connected to how we age, how we heal, and even how we think. Strong legs are like a secret engine, driving everything from your energy levels to your brain function. Studies show that lower body strength is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. That means the stronger your legs are, the longer and more independently you're likely to live. It's not just about muscle tone or aesthetics, it's about survival. Your legs hold the largest muscle groups in your body: your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and calves. These muscles don't just help you walk. They regulate your metabolism, stabilize blood sugar, and support healthy hormone production. When leg strength declines, so does circulation. That means less oxygen and fewer nutrients are delivered efficiently to your brain and organs. It's a slow but serious spiral, one that starts with a few skip steps and ends with chronic fatigue, weight gain, or worse. What's even more surprising is the impact your leg muscles have on your brain. Emerging research links stronger legs to better cognitive performance and lower risk of dementia. Why? Because leg activity stimulates neurotrophic factors, proteins that help brain cells grow and communicate. When your legs stay active, your brain stays younger. Imagine a chart that maps leg strength over time versus mobility. It would look like a steep slide. As muscle mass drops, so does our ability to move freely. Independence fades. The risk of falls, injuries, and hospitalization climbs. It's not a future anyone wants, yet it's one many are walking toward without knowing it. The truth is, maintaining strong legs isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. And the danger? It doesn't always take injury or illness to lose that strength. Sometimes it's a slow drain from daily habits, like what you do right before bed. That's where this video starts to change everything. After a long day, most people settle into a familiar nighttime routine. Dinner is followed by a stretch on the couch, maybe a binge-worthy show, endless scrolling on the phone, or a quiet scroll through social media feeds. It feels like well-earned relaxation, unwinding before bed. But what if this relaxation is actually the beginning of slow physical decline? This post-dinner window, usually between 7 p.m. and bedtime, is one of the most important recovery periods in the entire day. Your body is transitioning into repair mode, preparing for hormonal shifts, muscle restoration, and metabolic reset. But instead of supporting that process, most people unknowingly sabotage it by being completely sedentary. The problem isn't rest, it's stagnation. Sitting for long, uninterrupted periods right after eating causes your muscles to disengage, your circulation to slow, and your blood sugar to remain elevated longer than it should. And your legs? They take the biggest hit. These large muscle groups, quads, glutes, hamstrings, are meant to move. When they sit idle for hours on end, especially without any movement afterward, they begin to weaken quietly over time. Think about it. No stretching, no walking, not even standing up for an hour or two. That's what most evenings look like. And if this becomes the norm night after night, year after year, it adds up, leading to muscle stiffness, slower recovery, poor circulation, and ultimately, leg weakness. All in the name of winding down. What feels like harmless downtime is often passive damage in disguise. And it's this common nightly ritual that could be chipping away at your leg strength more than you realize. So what's the habit that's quietly killing your leg strength? It's sitting. More specifically, It's sitting for long periods before bed without any movement or stretching afterward. The time you spend parked on the couch, lounging in bed with your phone, or relaxing in one position for hours. It's not just harmless downtime. It's conditioning your body to become weaker, especially in your legs. When you stay in a seated position for extended periods, especially at night, you're sending a powerful signal to your body. Shut things down. Your hip flexors tighten, your glutes disengage, and blood flow to your lower extremities slows. Your muscles, once active during the day, go quiet. And here's the problem. They stay quiet if you don't actively re-engage them. Over time, this leads to a dangerous pattern. Less muscle activation, reduced strength, and a slower metabolism. This isn't about skipping the gym. This is about how your non-movement is shaping your body just as much as movement would. It's a slow decline, one you may not notice until your legs start feeling stiff in the morning. Your knees ache when climbing stairs, or you feel winded doing basic tasks. This daily inactivity, especially in the evening, is a gateway to sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and function. And it doesn't wait until you're 70. For many people, the decline begins in their 40s and accelerates in their 50s, often masked by the fact that everything else feels normal. But muscle is being lost, balance is deteriorating, and strength is slowly slipping away. Pair that with increased insulin resistance, a common issue tied to prolonged sitting, and now you have a metabolic storm brewing beneath the surface. Take the story of Imran, a 55-year-old office worker who considered himself reasonably healthy. He didn't smoke, walk during the day, and had a balanced diet. But at night, he'd finish dinner, collapse in his recliner, and stay there for hours, watching TV or scrolling on his phone. Over the years, he started noticing that his legs felt heavy in the mornings. Standing from a seated position required more effort, and stairs began to feel like a workout. After a checkup ruled out serious issues, a physical therapist pointed out the real problem: evening stagnation. Imran's nightly stillness had quietly shut off the muscles in his lower body, day after day. No injury, no trauma, just habit. Now imagine this happening in millions of homes every night. Our bodies are incredibly adaptive. If you don't use your leg muscles, they'll stop staying strong for you. The animation here shows what happens. Leg muscles that aren't used begin to shrink. Blood flow decreases. Muscle fibers weaken. And the body conserves energy by dialing back what it no longer thinks is needed. The good news? This process is reversible. But first, it requires awareness. And now that you know what's happening, you can take the first step toward change, starting tonight. Most people don't realize that your muscles don't just grow in the gym. They grow while you rest. But that only happens if your body is primed beforehand. At night, your body enters a delicate biological process that repairs, rebuilds, and restores muscle tissue. However, if your evening habits don't support that process, your body shifts from renewal to regression. Let's break down what happens. As the sun goes down, your internal clock begins shifting key hormones. Cortisol, the stress hormone, starts to drop. Melatonin, the sleep hormone, begins to rise. And in healthy conditions, growth hormone surges shortly after you fall asleep. Growth hormone is crucial. It's one of the primary drivers of muscle repair and recovery. But here's the catch. This entire chain of events works best if you've moved your body beforehand. When you engage in even light physical activity in the evening, like stretching, walking, or simple bodyweight exercises, you activate muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body repairs and builds muscle fibers. Movement acts like a signal telling your muscles, hey, we used you today, now recover and grow. Without that signal, your muscles have no reason to stay strong. Prolonged sitting in the evening shuts off this benefit. When you sit still for long periods, especially after eating, muscle activity drops dramatically. Your glutes go silent. Your legs don't contract. Your circulation slows. And muscle protein synthesis stays suppressed. In other words, your body doesn't get the message to rebuild, so it doesn't. This is especially problematic as we age. After 40, your body's ability to build and retain muscle naturally begins to decline. By the time you're in your 50s or 60s, your body requires more movement and more stimulation just to maintain the muscle you already have. So when older adults spend the evenings sitting still, after dinner, before bed, every night, leg muscles weaken even faster. Circulation to the lower limbs drops, stiffness sets in, and eventually muscles begin to atrophy. And it's not just about strength. Poor blood flow in the legs has been linked to slower wound healing, nerve pain, and even cognitive issues. Movement boosts circulation, helps balance hormones, and supports better sleep. But stillness? Stillness sends the opposite signal. That's why the same person can go for a morning walk, eat well all day, and still lose muscle mass, because their nightly habit is sending the wrong message. It's like planting a seed, then forgetting to water it. No stimulation, no growth. The bottom line is this. Your nighttime routine sets the stage for how your muscles behave while you sleep. If you sit still, your body assumes you don't need strong legs. But with just a little motion before bed, you flip that switch back on, and your body starts to rebuild. You might not notice the change all at once, but your body does. One day, rising from the couch takes a little more effort. Squatting to pick something up feels awkward. Climbing stairs leaves you slightly winded, even though you've done it 1,000 times before. These subtle shifts are often dismissed as just getting older, but they're actually early warning signs that your leg strength is fading. And the impact goes beyond just physical strain. As your legs weaken, your balance begins to suffer, often without you realizing it. You may start to feel less stable on uneven surfaces or hesitate when stepping off a curb. That small hesitation can grow into a psychological barrier, a quiet fear of falling that begins to shape your choices. You avoid certain movements, skip stairs when you can, or stop playing with your kids or grandkids as actively as before. This fear creates a dangerous feedback loop. The less you move, the more strength you lose. And the more strength you lose, the more you avoid movement. It becomes a cycle of decline that's hard to break, one that doesn't just affect your muscles, but your confidence, independence, and quality of life. Leg strength is freedom. It's the ability to move without thinking, to trust your body to catch you, to live actively instead of cautiously. When that begins to fade, life starts to shrink around it. And often, it starts with that one habit, long stretches of stillness before bed, that slowly nudges your body toward weakness without making a sound. So if sitting still before bed is slowly draining your leg strength, what should you do instead? The answer isn't an intense late-night workout or hitting the gym at 9 p.m. In fact, that might backfire by keeping your body too alert to fall asleep. What your body needs is something gentler, a simple 7-minute routine that activates your leg muscles, boosts circulation, and tells your body, we still need this strength, keep it. It starts with something almost anyone can do, a 3-minute light walk around your home. This doesn't need to be fast or fancy. Just get up and move. Walk from room to room, swing your arms slightly, roll your shoulders, and feel your feet engage the floor. The key is not intensity, but activation, just enough to reawaken the large muscle groups that have been sitting idle. Once you've gently warmed up, move into a 4-minute stretch and bodyweight routine designed specifically to counteract evening stagnation. Start with standing calf, raises. Lift your heels slowly off the ground and lower them back down with control. Do 10 to 15 reps. This boosts blood flow and engages your lower legs. Next, bodyweight squats. Keep your feet shoulder-width apart, bend your knees, and lower your hips as if sitting in chair. Go as low as you're comfortable. If you're older or overweight, use a sturdy chair to assist. Just lowering onto it and rising up still counts. Aim for 10 reps. Then, try hip opening stretches like the standing quad stretch. Hold one foot behind you with your hand and gently stretch the front of your thigh. Alternate legs, or do a seated version if balance is an issue. Wall-supported lunges are a great addition. Step one foot forward and bend both knees slightly, keeping your back upright. Hold the wall or a countertop for support. Just a few reps per side are enough to engage your glutes and thighs without strain. If kneeling or squatting is difficult, you can modify with seated leg lifts or ankle circle from the edge of your bed or a sturdy chair. The point is to get the muscles moving, even if just a little. You don't have to do every move, and you don't have to be perfect. This isn't a workout. It's a signal, a short burst of activity that tells your body, these muscles were used today. Let's recover and rebuild. Surprisingly, this simple routine doesn't just protect your leg strength. It also improves sleep quality. Light activity before bed helps regulate blood sugar, reduces stiffness that can disrupt sleep, and calms the nervous system. In fact, people who stretch or move lightly before sleeping often fall asleep faster and report feeling more rested in the morning. And here's the best part. It only takes 7 minutes. You don't need equipment, a gym, or special clothes. Just a little time, some gentle movement, and a shift in intention. Instead of sinking into the couch and staying there until bedtime, finish your evening with a few minutes that invest in your future mobility, balance, and independence. Your legs will thank you. Your body will thank you. And years from now, you'll be glad you made this a habit. If you're serious about protecting your leg strength, there's one more evening habit you need to pay attention to, and it's sitting on your plate, not your couch. Late night snacking on processed carbs and sugary treats might feel comforting in a moment, but it's quietly interfering with your body's ability to recover and rebuild muscle. These foods cause a spike in insulin, followed by an energy crash and a flood of low-grade inflammation that lingers through the night. And when your body is dealing with inflammation, it deprioritizes muscle repair, especially in the legs, where circulation is already reduced during sleep. Even worse, high-carb snacks before bed can trigger overnight water retention, leading to that heavy, swollen leg feeling in the morning. This bloat isn't just uncomfortable. It disrupts the delicate hormonal and circulatory balance your body relies on to heal and strengthen muscle tissue while you rest. Instead, support your body's recovery process with smarter nighttime choices. A small bowl of Greek yogurt provides casein protein, which digests slowly and feeds your muscles overnight. A handful of almonds delivers healthy fats, magnesium, and a calming effect on the nervous system. Even a banana with a sprinkle of cinnamon can help regulate blood sugar while promoting relaxation. By choosing nutrient-rich snacks over empty carbs, you're reinforcing your body's signal to recover, rebuild, and maintain strength. Just like your evening movement routine, this small dietary shift can make a major difference in how your muscles function, not just tomorrow, but for years to come. Your legs don't just need movement, they need the right fuel at the right time. And it starts with saying no to that sugary bedtime treat. It's easy to underestimate the power of small habits. But when it comes to your leg strength and long-term mobility, one change, replacing idle sitting with mindful movement before bed, can create a ripple effect that lasts for years. Your body is always adapting. Muscles respond to use. Your brain builds new pathways through neuroplasticity, reinforcing every signal you send through repeated action. When you choose to move, just a few minutes a night, but doing more than stretching or squatting, you're training your body to stay strong, mobile, and balanced, even as the years go by. Consider Sarah, a 61-year-old who struggled with stiffness every morning and feared she'd lose her independence. Instead of accepting decline as inevitable, she began a nightly habit of 5 minutes of gentle movement and swapped her evening cookie for a handful of almonds. Within weeks, she was waking up more refreshed. Within months, she could climb stairs without holding the rail. No gym, no medication, just one small shift in routine. Or Arif, a 49-year-old teacher who thought leg pain was just part of aging. A simple change to his pre-bed routine helped restore the strength he didn't realize he was losing. His energy returned, and so did his confidence. It's not about age. It's about action. One habit repeated consistently doesn't just change your evening, it changes your future. Your body is listening. The question is, what message are you sending tonight? Change is easiest to believe in when you can see it, and tracking your progress is one of the most motivating tools you can use to stay consistent. That's why we recommend starting a simple leg health log for the next 30 days. It's not complicated, just a notebook, a note on your phone, or even a whiteboard where you can check in with yourself once a week. Start with 3 easy tests. First, The chair stand test. How many times can you stand up from a seated position in 30 seconds without using your hands? Second, single leg balance. Stand on one foot and see how long you can hold it without wobbling or putting your foot down. Switch legs and compare. Third, step UPS. Count how many step-ups you can do in a row on a single stair without losing form or feeling winded. Alongside those, jot down how your legs feel each day or week. Are stairs easier? Is your morning stiffness improving? Are you walking with more confidence? You don't need fancy devices, just a commitment to awareness. Because progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just standing up a little easier than yesterday. Let's be honest. Ignoring this comes with a cost that's too high to ignore. If you keep ending your days the same way, sitting for hours, letting your legs go unused, you're putting yourself on the fast track to joint pain, lower back issues, and reduced mobility. And it doesn't happen slowly. Once muscle loss sets in, it accelerates, especially after the age of 50. Weak legs don't just make life harder, they make it dangerous. Studies show that people with poor leg strength are up to 3 times more likely to experience a fall. And for older adults, a single fall can mean months of recovery, permanent disability, or worse. Most people don't realize they've crossed that threshold until it's too late, when climbing stairs becomes scary or when walking across a room takes effort. But the decline doesn't stop with your legs. It ripples into every part of your life. You go out less. You play less. You stop exploring, socializing, and living the way you used to. Independence shrinks. And all because one small habit, those inactive hours before bed, was left unchanged. This isn't about scaring you. It's about telling you the truth. You can't afford to wait. Strength isn't something you notice until it's gone. But right now, you still have time. You can change course. You can stay strong, mobile, and independent. But only if you start acting like your future depends on it, because it does. It's not just about bedtime. It's about building strength in the quiet moments when most people are unknowingly tearing it down. Tonight, don't just sit. Walk, stretch, activate. Protect the power in your legs so they'll carry you stronger tomorrow. Try the 7-minute routine and track your progress for 30 days. You might be shocked at how fast your body responds. If this video opened your eyes, like it, share it, and subscribe for more small habits that build lifelong health. Your legs will thank you, and so will your future self.